Hey there. Hey, folks. How's everybody doing out there? All righty. Let me get this situated. Want to get this all straight. Yep, that's good. Got that. Shut that off. Put that off. I got too many windows. I got too much stuff. Hey, look at there. John says, and we hear you. What? You hear me? And greetings. And then we got Mark over there in Huntington Beach. Good to see you. I'm going to turn my headset off because I don't need it if I'm just me in here. Yeah, I know, John, that is unique that you hear me, because that usually doesn't always happen. Anyway, so let's get right to it today. This is going to be a fun one. So assistant, what are the things you can do? They have different sites and stuff that tell you what your Google Assistant can do and all that kind of stuff. And more, they're adding more things. And sometimes, you want to do more, and you're like, wow, I wish it did this. Well, be sure to leave feedback, and you can always leave feedback on the G Assistant. I'm going to say G instead of the word because I don't want to set off people's devices, but you can say, hey, G, leave feedback. And it'll answer you and say, well, what do we need to work on? And it's pretty cool. It's a great way without having to type. And anybody that knows me knows I hate to type and stuff. But let me just show you real quick. I'm going to go down here on my show you on screen. So right here on screen, you can see this is the website for the assistant. It has right there what you can ask Google Assistant. So things like weather, food, business, a lot of this kind of stuff. Plan your day, like how's the traffic, etc., that kind of thing. You can ask, dictionary questions, calculations, there's all kinds of things you can ask. Really pretty super cool. But sometimes there's things like that aren't really advertised or whatever. Some of them are specific to those that know me know I have a Pixel phone. The Pixel phone will do unique things sometimes as well. And I'm not sure that all Android devices do this type of thing, especially when it comes to the assistant. But I know there's some things on here that are super awesomely cool. One thing I can do, and I'm real curious whether everybody else has this option. I see Andrew just showed up. Good to see you, sir. There's Andy. I can start my assistant, and I can say, take a selfie in 3 seconds. So I'm going to kind of sort of demo that and let you see that. I'm going to start the assistant. Take a selfie in 3 seconds. There it goes. 2, 1, it's counting down. Boom. Just took a selfie in 3 seconds. I don't know if you can see that. I did that kind of quick, but I put it up there and it did. It took a selfie in 3 seconds. That is the quickest and easiest way that I know of to get that to do that. So sometimes getting your assistant activated and doing that kind of stuff. The other thing that's cool is like with a Pixel phone, if I'm in the camera app and it's showing me right now, right, I can flip the screen so it'll show you. So I can do a kind of a wiggle back and forth, and it switches my camera to the front camera. Switch it back, goes back to the other camera. Cool stuff with the assistant that you can do. And I think it's Pixel specific. I have an iPhone as well. I haven't tried all this stuff with Siri, and I don't know what Siri can do, but I know what the assistant can do. And we use it in our house for everything, and I'm not sure what, Alexa can do and all those kind of things either. But I wanted to share with you today the list and some fun things and all the different kind of stuff. So I'm going to put this link in this video, since this is a public video. Yeah, that's right. There you go. Fun to make people seasick. Yes. You can always count on me for that. So what can you ask Google Assistant? What can't you ask nowadays? That's the thing. What are the things that you like to do? I want this to be more interactive with you and what you can do. I use it as my adding machine. I don't even have an adding machine anymore. I just tell the assistant, hey, take this number minus this number and give me this, or what's this times this. A lot of figuring that I do, I'll add up 3 numbers or 4 numbers or 5 numbers. Just sit there. What's 6 plus 10 plus 15 plus 18 plus 27? Whatever. I know those are fairly easy, but I'm just saying I can do that and just sit there and read it off, and it does all that for me right away, and it just gives me an answer. Some people use it for their music, turning it up, turning it down, especially if they have devices. Like I have devices throughout my whole house. I can lock my door. I can unlock my door. I can do it from a remote location. Let's say my son comes in town. I can give him this kind of stuff. These are the kind of things that you can ask depending on the devices that you use. And I know Assistant works with a lot of things. And I'm sure the Alexa does the same thing in some of those others, but these are the kind of cool things that I was talking about, like right here, start a podcast of, what does this say? From This American Life or BBC News or, then you can ask silly questions like, do you dream? Or let's play a game. Tell me a joke. Tell me about giraffes. How much does a lion weigh? Just silly questions like that. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of things, and a lot of stuff you can do. And you can actually have it do things like on your devices too. If you tie devices together. Hold on, let's see. Mark says here, I remember that tip you told us about how I can remember who you loaned a certain book or other item to. Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely. I do that now with my animals. I say, who's my favorite dog? And it'll tell me who my dog's name. I do stuff like that all the time. Not only that, I love the remember stuff for things like hey, remember that I put my passport in the roll top desk on the right-hand side in the top second drawer, things like that. So that way I don't have to remember, especially the older I get, I don't have to remember. So all of these things you can set, and you can go see, hey, show me all the things that I have you remembering for me. And then you can pull them all up all at once. I use this all the time. The more and more, like, what's the code to such and such? Like if at our Little League, I need the code to get in. And sometimes I say, hey, do you remember the code for the gate at our Little League? Boom, it'll tell me. Things like that. It will remember stuff for you. These are the kind of things that I think more and more, and some people say, is that scary? Yeah, you can look at it that, but it's also extremely helpful. And the older I get, the more helpful I need. Thank you, whoever that was that gave the thumbs up. I think that was Phil Ashton. Good to see you. I hadn't seen you in forever. Great. Thank you for the thumbs up. But I just think it's important with things like that. The other thing that I wanted to share with you too, and I'm going to share my screen again. There's sometimes when you're on here and you're in a different country and you're not sure whether it works and stuff like that, you can actually go on this same I'll put this link in here. You can do more with your system on Google TV, and certain TVs or countries and languages work and don't work, but this is a place to find that. And I think it's a good idea to look through that to find out if it's going to have your stuff and stuff that you need and that kind of thing. I love the fact that it stays fairly current with the assistant, like who won if I'm a Braves fan, being over here in South Carolina, that's where I am. And so who won the Braves game last night? It'll tell you, and it's stuff like that. So those are the kind of things that I think are very interesting. Sure, you can go look up all this stuff, but why not just have it tell you or come in and give it to you, Andrew says, one thing you have to remember that you have an assistant that remembers things for you. Yeah, that's right. Remember that you remember that you remember. That's right. And Mike, good to see Mike show up. He says, smash that like button, show your support for the channel. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's it for today. I just wanted to go over that. An assistant. We're at 10 minutes right now. That was long enough, but I just wanted to share that tip. I shared this with the community many years ago, and I wanted to share it again because I think it's worth bringing up, especially now with AI and all the different things that are out there. I think it's a good idea to go ahead and use the assistant. Use it as a tool. Try not to use it as, hey, it's spying on me, but versus use it as a tool. Because I promise you, pretty much, if you're online at all or do anything or have a device, they pretty much have seen you, know you, and etc. If somebody wants you, they already got you. That's it for the words of advice there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up the room for members if you're a member. And also, we would love it if you became a member. If you're watching on YouTube, right down below here, there's a join button. Join at the middle level and above, and you get daily tips just like this. This is what I did back in 2019, I think. So yeah, come join us. We would love to have you. I'm going to send that link out to the community. The community will get the link to join the Backstage Pass. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you're watching this later, please tell me some of the things that you ask and you do that might be unique, not just regular things, but unique things that you do. And let's take a look at that as well. Maybe give us some ideas. Thanks, everybody. I'll talk to you next time. Bye, all.